electrical and electronics engineering. But when I complete my college in 20s, I got a job in campus interview in UAE, Dubai, and I started my career in MEP section, which is the mechanical, electrical, as well as the HVAC systems. Okay. So you may ask the questions. So you are not from the communication engineering side, but how you can be brief something about the communication engineering. You might ask the questions, but that is the really think how the communication engineering will support to each and every the different area, like electrical, the mechanical, and HVAC. Okay. So I have attended, while I study in my college and as well as in working in different company, I have attended a lot of seminars. Okay. So normally what the people used to do after they completing the seminar, and they will go for the Q&A section and they will ask the questions. Okay. So that time we will think when the question will come to me, then I used to think that, oh my God, this question, I know this question before start the seminar, I supposed to be prepared. When the speaker says something about, I supposed to be prepare myself to answer the questions. Okay, so like that, I have missed a lot of the opportunity. Then whenever I conduct my seminar, I used to go the Q&A section first. Then I used to go for the seminar. Then the attendees can directly get the answer about my question, what I asked them, whether it is really useful or not. So I would like to go for a small interaction section with the Q&A. And if you don't mind, can you please turn on your camera and the mic, if it is possible? Then shall we go with this 10 to 15 minutes and interaction section? Then we will go for the presentation, deep presentation.
Yes, sir. You can go ahead, sir. They will.
Oh, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is.
Okay. Fine. So the things. This is a slide. What I have made it for you. As per the schedule, it is a 2 days presentation. Is not 1 day. Is a 2 day. So we are in the first day. So the first day, I don't want to go for directly to the technical and don't want to make the people in the trouble. So just I want to go with as a background. Of course, most of the people, they are the technical people. So you have very good facility teams in your college, like a good professors and good PhD graduates are there. So they might share a lot of knowledge about this technical. However, before we go for the technical, I want to go the background about this communication engineering and the type of the communications and how the communications is working. So this kind of the things I just want to go to you. Then we will go for the presentation. Okay. As I mentioned, this presentation is purely smart city and the modern communication systems which they are using inside of the smart city. Okay. So this is a purely smart city and modern communication. As you know, in Indian government is giving a lot of the initiatives for the digitalization as well as the smart city. So I believe it will be really helpful to the people, those are attending in the meeting. It will really helpful to you, and it will give some idea, some knowledge about how we can be means the which part of things we can be focused more. While we concentrating the smart city, or while we study about the smart city. Okay, because I'm going to explain about this at the ground level, how we are doing the smart city here. Okay, this is a title. You can see a lot of the things, but all the things you're not going to be do it, study it now, or so later you will do it. So this is the agenda, means the outline for the day one. As I said, the first section is the interaction section, some 10 to 15 minutes it will go for the interaction section, and you have to be looking around you, whether you are in the right floor or not. Some people still think that, oh, I made a mistake for studying the engineering college. I supposed to be go for some other profession. And some people might think, oh, I might study engineering, but the communication, electronics and communication subject is not a good. I supposed to be not choose electronics and communications. Okay, so those kind of the different kind of the mentality people might attend in this meeting now. But after this meeting, they will be think about, oh, we are in the right track and we are in the right floor to move forward our career. Okay, so that's the things that are looking around you. And the next things, as I told, is like the communication. Just I want to be some introduction about the what is communication and the type of communication, and mainly the wireless communications we are talking about. The other communication we are going to ignore it, and advantages, and then we are going for the main part is the LoRa. What is LoRa? And where we are going to be using the LoRa's. Okay, these all things is coming in the day 1, and day 2 is little bit very depth. We will be go in the ground level applications. Okay, wherever we are applying the LoRa, we are going for the second day. Okay, and the thing, as I mentioned you, we are going for the interaction section. The Q&A section is started for you. The first question is already it is in the screen. Okay, so you can say, and if people would like to interest to say the answer, you can say. Otherwise, myself I will give the answer to you. Okay, so the first questions I would like to ask you: why did you choose the engineering studies? You're supposed to be choose something like art and science, or like a medical, or you can choose something as a law or something. So why did you choose the engineering? This is especially for the students, those are studying in St. Joseph as well as the outside of the college. Can you please answer? Anyone? Can you hear me what I'm asking?
Sir, yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Yeah, fine, good.
Fine.
So, I think it's not a very tough question now, right? It's a very simple question. I just want to hear something from anyone else from this the meeting room. Okay. I think the people getting a little bit shy and nervous to say the answer. Anyhow, I will go for the answer for you. Okay. So, as I told you before, most of the people they are thinking they're keeping in mind. They don't know the thing why they are studying the engineering. If they ask the questions, some people they might say, "Oh, my father or mother are willing to study the engineering course, so I come to the college and I am studying here." Okay, and if you ask some people, if they will ask, they will tell, "Oh, if I study in engineering college, maybe I will get a good job, and I will earn the good money when I get a job in abroad, like a US or Europe. I will go there and I can earn money. So this is the reason I came for engineering." Okay, this is like multiple different people have the different opinion. And when I study engineering college, me also the same situation. I don't know why I'm studying the engineering college, but I got some inspiration. Like I was studying in the 90s and 20s. So during that time, one of my neighbor, I'm from the normal village area. It's not like a city. So one of my neighbor, he got an engineering seat. Okay. So all the people, those are the people in my village, they treat him as like a hero, because the engineering is like a very big level during that time. Okay, now is everywhere, the college is there, and there is a lot of people, one state, some 20-30 people, each houses are 2-3 people studying engineering. But during that time, it's not like that. Very few people studying engineering college. Okay, then he treated like as a hero of our village. Okay. Then he got a job, very good job, and he got his very good, the beautiful wife. And I was thinking that, okay, if I study engineering college, I got as a very good job and very good salary, and I will be treated as a hero in my village, and ultimately, finally, I will get as a beautiful wife. Because of course, will get a very good salary, and I will do it. So I was thinking, keeping in mind that I was studying in engineering college. Okay, after I joined the college, I was completely is a blank. So nothing was in mind what I have to do it. Okay, whatever the stop saying, whatever the professor saying, I used to study and I have to give it to them. But I don't have any idea about the future. After we completing what we have to do it. So unfortunately, I got a job in campus interview. Then I gone to Dubai. Then I joined Dubai. What I studied here, what I'm doing here, doing the job in Dubai, is entirely different. I don't know. I was completely blank. I was in zero. Okay, so I learned the things from the people. Then I was thinking that day, okay, if I know this is my career, so this is the job I'm going to do it. I'm supposed to be prepare myself while I study in the college, engineering college, because what are the items I'm doing, the jobs I'm doing there, it is a part of my studies. It's not like a full, it's a part of my studies. I'm supposed to be concentrate more. Okay, that is a mistake I have made it. Not only that, so most of the college students, they are making the kind of the mistake because they don't have some guidelines. Okay, after you leave from the college, so what you have to be doing, that kind of the knowledge doesn't have. Okay, so this meeting, it might be useful if the people does really want to be focused their future. It will be good for you. Okay, so I just want to be ask one more question. The small question is not like the big again. There's a thing I just want to be share my screen. So, can you see the screen? There is two gentlemen, like they're the big personality people are in the screen. Okay, so I don't want to be giving introduction about both the two people. So one is like the world richest person, Mr. Bill Gates, and another one is our Dr. Abdul Kalam. Okay, so if I ask the question, who is your role model, how you want to be become, whether you want to become as Bill Gates or you want to be become as Abdul Kalam. Okay, so I got I not now the previous seminar when I conduct the same question, ask the same question, the most of the people they said, I want to become as a Bill Gates, like a richest man in the world. Okay, so most of the students' opinion right now like that only. I want to become a rich. I want to be complete my course. I have to join some job and I had to get a very high salary, very high package. That's all. Okay. They will not be think about the Dr. Abdul Kalam, what he did for our country and how his background. Okay. So if the people want to become as Bill Gates, it doesn't require to study even in engineering. Okay. Because if you go back about this the Bill Gates the background. He discontinued his schooling when he was 13 years old. Okay, then he studies the law. Then after that, he did some small the software program. For example, the street light, not street light, the traffic light counter. He did initially. It was rejected. Then he tried a lot. Then he became as the richest, the billionaire people in the world. Okay. So he's a way of thinking something different. So what I'm trying to say, if you want to become as a Bill Gates, you don't need to go with the engineering. So you can go some any other extracurricular activity, and you can earn money. Not only the way. So anyway, we can earn the money. Okay. But if you go the other side, Dr. Abdul Kalam, his background, he did his aeronautical engineering in Madras Institute of Technology in MIT. Okay. So what he did. The same area, he joined the job. He joined in Defense Research Department of Organization, DRDO, and he became as a big scientist in the same field. He's like a missile. He's like a missile man for India. Okay, you know what are the achievements he did for our country. You knows very well. You knows better than me. Okay, so why I'm showing the slide to you. So most of the people they're coming, okay? They're coming and they're joining in the electronics and communication department. So the core study is the communications, okay? But after they completing the college, they are going and joining some software company and they are changing in the software field, okay? So they are forgetting about their core field, means the core education, what they studied in the college, okay? See, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he did in the same thing in the aeronautical engineering. He gone in the same way and he invented a lot of the new things for our country, and it is a good reputation to our country. And his area is Rameshwaram. Still, Rameshwaram can remember by all the Indian people, okay? And his good reputation to his village as a family. So same thing, what I request you, students, so wherever you are studying, and you have to make the proud of your college, okay? So this is a core field, what you are studying. The core field you have to do the achievements when you come out from the college. If you go in the same area, of course, you can one day you can become like a Dr. Abdul Kalam. Is it true? So now again, if I ask questions, maybe some students may ask questions. You see, our department is electronics and communication engineering. So where I can get a job for electronics and communications? There is a very tough situation. If I go for electronics and communication, I have to go something the layman job. It's not like an engineering job. So that kind of the thinking also, some people still they are thinking. So if anyone thinking like that, please change your mind, okay? Because I'm here in the field, I'm working in the company. So now without communication, nothing is there. Nothing is there. Not only nothing means is electrical, as a mechanical, or electronics, or HVAC. So whatever things now, if you are going, the communication is mandatory. Is called as IoT technology. Nowadays the world is running big into Internet of Things. Okay. So the Internet of Things is without communications, you cannot do anything in Internet of Things. For example, if you go with any electrical components or any electrical equipments, the communication, the people, the human and the machine language, which means there is communication is very, very must. The people, they want to be operate or the monitor or the control the machine from the remote area. For that purpose, they need some by unidirectional communications. So sorry, not unidirectional, the bidirectional communication schemes record from the human to machines. Not only electrical, if you go with the mechanical, for any pumps or anything, the pump is running is based upon the demand and we really record. Because the earlier days, what happened when you switch on the fan or when you switch on the AC? So earlier days there is no AC. When you switch on the fan or anything, so there is the mechanical control. If you want to be control the fan, you have to be go near to the fan, and you have to be turn on the regulator at the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it will be do it. So nowadays the human, they want to make their life is very easy. Okay, they don't want to go near to the machine, and they want to be touch, and they want to be do these operations. Everything. If the fan or the AC is inside the house, the person when sitting in the office, you want to be control the AC. Okay, this is the time I want to be switch on, I want to be switch off. Okay, so if you want to be doing something the remote without communication, of course we cannot be do anything. So okay, the communication is a mandatory nowadays. So please don't think that my field is what I'm studying is electronics and communication engineering. So there is no value if you bring it the certificate. Means that the degree in outside, I cannot be get it anything. Okay, don't think that. So if you are the master in your field, of course, you will get a very good opportunity in the outside, and you can be become as a good inventor, and you can be become as a good scientist also even. Fine. So these are small examples about the interaction as well as the looking around you. I believe you got some inspiration, and you can be get some the boost up to do something, some achievements, and you can be become your name as a hero in the electronics and communications field. Okay, so now we will go for the technical things. So what communication, what is communication, what are the type of communications we can be face in our real life. Okay, you might studied these all things in your book, but even though I just want to be refresh your mind one more time. Okay, So the first thing is a type of communications. You know communications, am I right? So communication is nothing. You can be make it as the example of us. Okay. So communication means that transfer some signal or some message or whatever things. Transfer the signal or message from one end to another end. Okay. The one end to another end transfer the signal or any messages is called like a communications. Okay. So we might record some media for that one. So transferring the signal from one area to another area, or some places we doesn't record any medium or anything. So directly we can be communicated. So there is a different type of the communication is there, but ultimately the goal, the signal has to be reached to the next end. So that we used to call like a transmitter and the receivers. The one end, the signal where it is going to be transmit is called like a transmitter, and another is called is a receiver. So example, you can be think about your mobile phone. You are in one end, and your friend who is talking with your mobile phone is in another end. You might be in US, or your friend might be in UK. Okay. So even though there is a communication between you and your friend, you can be share the thoughts between you and your friend. So that is kind of the communications. But based upon the distance between you and your friend, and based upon the signal strength, the communication it is differ as a different type. Okay. The first, the major type. There's a lot of type of communications available, but I want to go with only the major type. The major type is a wired communication and the wireless communication. So the picture can show you very clearly what is wired and what is wireless. Am I right? Okay. So wired is a perfect example is our old the telephone, the LAN network telephone. What we are using the olden golden days. That is a wired communication. Okay. So meaning there should be some wire or some cable is required. Is like a medium. Something medium is required to transmit the signal from one end to another end. That is called is the wired communications. Okay. So nowadays the people get boring. Then they start this wired communication making a lot of the problems. You know. So when you are in the street, each and every not now before each and every month or each and every week, some people they will come, they will do excavate the land. They want to tell, I want to give the new phone connection to here. I want to give the internet connection to here. So there is a lot of the problem we faced. Okay. So there's a lot of the complication why you used for the wide communication. Then the people think about why we cannot go with this wireless communication. Okay. So the wireless communication, there is a lot of type of communication is there. I'm giving one small example for the wireless communication. Everyone used this wireless communication in your home. It is called the TV and this is a remote control. Okay. So this is one type of the communication that we are using in the remote control. It is called is IR communication, infrared communications. Okay. So infrared communication can be controlled the TV to remote. But again, the drawback, the TV is in your home, and if you are in some 50 or 60, 70 meters far away from the TV, you cannot be doing anything. You cannot be controlled this TV. So again, the people think about, okay, what we can do, how we can be overcome this issue. Then they come with a lot of the new technology, the new solutions. Okay, that we are going to be discuss about those items. And the application, how we will be apply those kind of items in the ground level. Okay, maybe it's the industrial areas or our residential area, or be big apartment or the big offices. How we are going to be use it, that we are going to be discuss very deeply. Okay, thank you. The next slide. I given some example about means some brief about this wireless. Okay, so exactly how the wireless communication is happening, it is like with the support of electromagnetic wave. Okay, so there is electromagnetic wave in the air. So the first communication for the wide one, the medium is a cable. Okay. But the wireless one, the medium is the space, which means the air is the medium. Okay. So how the signal is transmitting from one area to another area, it is with the support of the electromagnetic wave. Okay. There is an electromagnetic wave, which is having which will carry the electromagnetic from one area to another area. Then it will be communicate the signals from one end to another end. Okay. So there is a screen you can see here. Please listen very carefully here. So you can see the electric field and the magnetic field. I know you very well about the electromagnetic, right? Whenever the system is getting the electrical, provide the electrical supply, so the electromagnetic field will be induced around that particular systems. Okay, so that is like an electromagnetic field. So here the electromagnetic field, the electrical and the mechanical, it will be exactly some 90-degree angle. It will be maintained. Okay, so here the y-axis is a electric field and the z-axis is a magnetic field. Okay, so it will be travel in the air as like a sinusoidal waveform, and it will be reached to the next end. It's like one end is like a transmitter, another end is like a receiver. Okay, so just one more. Oh, sorry for the inconvenience. All of a sudden, my boss called me, so I had to be replying something. Sorry. Okay, so this is a electromagnetic wave. It will be traveled from one end to another end, and it will be reached. It's a transmitter and receiver control. And here, you can see the sinusoidal waveform. Okay, the sinusoidal waveform, it will be created as like a frequency. Frequency means is the number of cycles per minute is called the frequency in that particular area. So it will make the how many cycles is there based upon the frequency band and the frequency it will be there. Okay. So normally the electromagnetic wave, there is some frequency is doing the main role for the wireless communications. Okay, that we will be see it in deeply in the next slide. Okay, so based upon the electromagnetic waves, there is a different kind of the communication is available. The first one is the gamma rays. The gamma rays normally we are using for the nuclear side, the nuclear energy, and everywhere we are using, as well as the gamma rays we are using for some kind of the scan like radiotherapy, and some area we are using gamma rays. And the next one is X-ray. X-ray, you know, is very well. Normally they will be used for the X-ray, and they will be do the scan the body. And the third one is a UV rays. You know the UV also. And the fourth one is visible lights. Okay, the visible light is a little bit tricky. It is like a light energy. Okay, it's like a fluorescent light or whatever. The same thing, it can be communicate the Wi-Fi connection. In Middle East right now they are planning for the Li-Fi. Okay, Li-Fi, not Wi-Fi. Now it's the Li-Fi. Li-Fi means the light energy. The light itself, it will be transfer the internet connection, the Wi-Fi from one end to another end. There is no separate modem or routers records. So it will be the travel, that one. That is a visible light. And the next one is the infrared rays. As I told, the TV remote and wherever we are using the infrared. And the final is ours. Okay, that is a microwave rays as well as radio waves. Okay, so these microwave rays normally they are using for the satellite communication, the point-to-point communications. So if you want to go anything satellite engineer or something related to the aeronautic, you have to be study about this the microwave rays. Okay, so normally we are going for the smart city. So smart city belongs to the radio waves. Okay, so these radio waves, it will be look after, means it will be cover all the smart cities and whatever the things we are doing right now. It will be there. So mainly we are going to be focused about these radio waves. Okay. So these radio waves, before we go for the radio voice, radio waves, how the wireless communication architect, it will be there. As I told you, this is a transmitter and receiver, okay? There's a transmitter should be there, and another end should be there, and the receiver end should be there. So here, the information, what is the information you are passing to the network? So this is architect network, complete network, how the communication is happening, okay? Just I want to be going to be explained to you. So when you provide the signal, the information to the particular the communication system, the beginning, what will happen? It's like a source encoding. So you guys knows very well about this encoding. So it will be convert the particular signal to the compatible to the machines, which will be receive it at the right way. So that's like an encoding you can be do. It's like analog to the digital or whatever this encoding, it will be do it. Because you can be think about it in your mind, okay? This is like a temperature sensor. You want to be check the temperature of some particular area. Or it is like something like the pressure. You want to be check the pressure of some particular pipeline, okay, that we are using as the industrial area is a pressure and the temperature and the water flow. If you want to be check the water flow, how much water is flowing for a particular area, or you want to be check the electricity consumption in the kilowatt hour. So what I'm trying to say, these all is like electrical and mechanical and different application. Or if you want to be control some particular HVAC units based upon the demand or based upon the carbon dioxide level in that area. As you know, right now, there's a COVID is a very crucial in each and everywhere. But if you are the very good engineer in communication side, of course, you can be control the COVID-19. Okay. What I'm telling is a control is not cure. Okay. So you guys can be controlled if you are very good in the communication engineering, so providing the proper control measures inside the buildings or the inside the mall or offices or colleges, whatever. Even you can be check it in your college itself. So you can be check it each and every day. What is the carbon dioxide level in your particular classroom or in the staff room? So based upon you can fix the CO2 sensors. The CO2 sensor can control, can monitor, as well as it can control the fresh air level or oxygen level in that particular area. So for that, you can be use this smart kind of the technology. Okay. So I'm going to give you some example here. So if, for example, this information is like the CO2 level of your staff room or your classroom, the classroom where you are sitting, there is the world standard is there. The CO2 level should not be go 700 parts per million. If you go more than 700, easily you will get the health disease, including COVID. Okay, so you can be measure your CO2 level of your particular classroom, and this CO2 level, that is a sensor. Okay, the sensor can be connected with some actuator. Actuator means like some HVAC units or something, the ventilation things. So whenever the CO2 level goes down, the sensor will be sensed and it will be give the command to the main controller, and the controller can control the particular actuator to open or close. If it is open, the room will get the more fresh air, which means the oxygen level. If it is closed, the oxygen level will be go off. So that kind of the control you can be make it for the each and every area. Okay. So for example, this is a source encoding. Encoding is the input signal should be the CO2, the carbon dioxide level. Then it will be make it as a digital. Then there is encryption. Encryption means there is a security side. Normally this signal is transferring in the space, means the wave. Okay. So during that time, anyone, they can easily hack the signal. So this is nowadays happening in the online banking. Most of the bank is the people is hacking the bank account. They are getting a lot of the money, okay, because of the very poor encryptions, okay. So while the signal is coming here, the signal should be encrypt itself. Then it will become as a more secure and safe. Then it will go to the channel encoding. The channel encoding is nothing. It will be avoid some interference as well as some noise in that particular channel area, okay. Then it will be do the modulation. Modulation means the modulate the voice and all. It can make the very good modulation, means very good signal, and it will be good. There's a multiplexing, and multiplexing means it will be collect the multiple signal and it will be give to the proper the wireless channel. Okay. Now the signal is reached that particular area, that's called the wireless channel, or what is the gateway or whatever it has been reached. Okay. Now the signal has to be go to the output. So still now we put the looking after this input side. Now it's output side. When the wireless channel, then the reverse process will be happen is a demultiplexing, and demodulation and channel decoding and decryption and source decoding, then we will get as an output. So now signal it will be reached at the right destinations. I believe you already studied the same thing in the college, but before we go for this wireless communication, I just want to be explain you how it will be worked out. Okay, good. So of course, if you go for any things, wireless communication or wide, whatever, there is some advantage and disadvantage will be there. So you may ask question. Okay, I hope you may ask questions. We are using the wide communications, okay, the olden days. Then why? What is necessary? Why we need to go for the wireless communications? You might ask questions. So if you ask the question, the answer should be this. Okay, if you go for the wireless communication, the main advantage for you, main is the cost. Okay. You know, the wide communication, you have to be lay a lot of the cable. For example, if you want to be lay the cable from Chennai to Bangalore or Chennai to Delhi, you have to be lay the big cable and you have to make the big excavation. The excavation charge is very high. Okay, so you have to be spend a lot of money for this wide communications, which was done the earlier years, but now they have changed because of the cost. We can be save a lot of cost. Because if you go for the wireless communication, only one transmitter and one receiver, based upon the communications length, the strength of the communication, the distance they will be maintained. Okay, the cost is the major things, and the mobility. Mobility means the signal transferring. The signal transferring is very easy. You know, it's the transferring through the space, means the air. So there is no disturbance and nothing. So directly the signal can come. But if you go with this cable, if there is a lot of the junction box and many things are there, it will be disturb the mobility of the signal transferring. And third one is the ease of installation. The installation is very easy. Yeah, of course, the easy installation, because we don't want to be lay the cable, just fixing the transmitter and receiver on two area, and we can be receive the signals. So it is very easy for installation. And the reliability. So we can be reliable. This is very reliable to us because any cable breaking will not happen and it will not be disturb anything. So it is very reliable. And the last thing is disaster recovery. For example, if there is some flood, I think Chennai is frequently there is a flood in Chennai. We face before. So whenever there is a flood, of course your mobile phone will be gone off. Okay, because there is no electricity. That is electricity. We are using the cable still now. There is no wireless electricity. So the cable will be gone and there is a damage. So the disaster time, the recovery thing is very, very difficult. So that is the advantage we are using. We will get it while we use our wireless communications. Okay. And if you see the drawbacks, I don't want to take much time. So the drawback is 3 drawbacks we can get it from wireless communication. One is the interference and security and health concern. So please keep it in mind while we go for the wireless communication, you have to be study more about these 3 things. Okay. The first thing is interference, because as I told you, this wireless communications mainly is based upon the frequency. Okay. If there is a 2 different kind of the frequency, means a same frequency, if it is a clubbed together, there is the disturbance will happen in our network. For example, the Bluetooth, what we are using is a 2.4 GHz, as well as the Wi-Fi also is a 2.4 GHz. Sometimes there is a chance if you use the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi at the same time, there is an interference will be happen. So that is one of the drawback for using the wireless communications. And second one is the security. As I told you, the people, some people is like a brilliant people like you guys, so you can be hack the system. Okay. The communication system, and you can do something wrong in the communications. So that is security wise is not much good. And that is health concern. You know, health concern, whenever the frequency level goes very high, it will be making a lot of the health issues. Okay. So as I said, per minute, if the number of cycles is very less, maybe the frequency will be very good. But the number of cycles is very high, it will get like a high vibration, and we cannot feel the vibrations. But normally the birds and animals or something, it can be feel and it will be affect because of the issue. But you will get the indirect health concerns. So while you choose the wireless communication, you should be very careful. The communication frequency should be very low. Okay. So normally less than 1 GHz communication is very good for the human. It will not make any harm to us. But the frequency level goes very high. It will be very harmful. That I will be show you in the next slide to you. Okay. Now we are looking about this wireless communication. Now I just want to be showed is what is LoRa in wireless communications. Okay, because our bread and butter business is a LoRa. So there is a lot of communications available, but why we want to be choose only LoRa? That is the questions. You may ask the questions why we want to be choose only LoRa. Okay, so that is one of the reason I just before I told you the frequency. Okay. So LoRa is the one having the very less frequency in the vault, which can be used very friendly, and it cannot make any harmful to the human life. Okay, so the frequency is very less, as well as in the same time the communication distance. The LoRa can be communicated up to 15 to 20 kilometers without any disturbance. Okay. So now you can compare, maybe there is a lot of the communications are available like a Zigbee, the Bluetooth, the 4G, the Wi-Fi, and the IR. Okay, there is a Sigfox, and many things are many communication there. Okay, so LoRa is called is a LP WAN. LP means is a low power and a wide area network. Okay, so for example, in your mobile phone, you are using your mobile phone. Okay. And the mobile phone, normally you have to be charged the mobile phone for every 1 day or every 2 days once you have to be charged the mobile. Otherwise, the power will be go off. Because the reason the mobile phone, it will be eat a lot of the power while you use the mobile phone. It will be consume a lot of the power. Okay. So that mobile phone, you cannot use it something in the remote area, because remote area there is no electricity. So you have to be use only the battery. So this battery will not be go for 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. It cannot be run for a long time. So every one day you have to be charged the mobile phone. Then only you can use the mobile phone for the communication purpose. But if you have the LoRa, okay, that's why it's called the LP WAN. LP means it's a low power. It will consuming very, very less power. Okay. So what are the battery you are using? Right now we are using the LoRa system in our site. It can be go up to 10 years. They are giving the warranty for 10 years for the battery, because the battery will not be eat more power for that. Okay. So that I will show you from the screen. Just go through the screen. Okay. Okay. So the screen, there is a two sections you can see. The left hand side is like a sensor. Okay, the left hand side you can see a lot of the sensors. Okay, so this sensor might be like a CO2 sensor, as I told you before. It might be the temperature sensor to check the temperature of your house or your office or wherever. Or it might be the pressure sensor if you want to be check the pressure of your gas line or the pipeline, the water line, wherever the pressure you can be check it. And the flow rate and the flow sensor, any kind of the sensor we can be use it here. Okay, so the one end the sensors will be there. All is a LoRa sensor, and this sensor or the sensor normally we used to call it like end devices. Okay, the end devices should be there. So these end devices will be communicate with the gateway. The nearest gateway is like a LoRa gateway. It will be communicated through the wireless communication, like a LoRa communications. This distance might be around 20 kilometers in distance from gateway to the sensors. Okay, once the gateway collect all the data from the sensor, then it will be give is a language. It will be transfer the data from the gateway to the particular server. Okay, so I would like to explain you properly here. Normally how the communication will happen for the gateway to the server. There is a two kind of the communication. One is the network communication, means the wide communication. Okay, the wide communication means is very well is the Ethernet connection, is a LAN cable. Okay, so from the gateway to up to the server. Server means like your PC. You are fixing your PC in somewhere and you are installing the server software. Then it will become as a LoRa server. Okay. So this LoRa server can be directly connected from the gateway to the server by using the LAN cable. That is called the network server. From the server itself, we can be installed the applications. Okay. We are using the different kind of application. For example, we are using, if you want to be monitor the water consumption in your home, or you want to be monitor the gas consumption in your home, or the electricity consumption. So that is each is a different application. The output it will be shown in different prospects. like something it will be show in kilowatt hour, something it will be show in the Pascal, something it will be show in the cubic meter. So everything is application is something is different. Okay, so we are using some application server. This application server, it will be convert the data and it will be show you in the right values. So how the output you record is like that, the output it will come. Okay, now I will be skip the second thing. As I told you, the gateway can be connected through the network cable. And the second, it's a very, very crucial thing, very, very important things for the nowadays, the modern world, the people, they are using the cloud server. This is a web-based cloud, okay? So this is one of the main thing in the futures. Everywhere you can see the cloud server, okay? Nowadays, what are the applications you are using in your mobile phone? Everything is a cloud-based, and this cloud-based communicating with your apps through the internet, via internet, then the apps is working in your mobile phone, okay? That is a thing. And the future, everywhere, what are the applications, what are the things we are going, it will be become at the cloud. The reason I will tell you why, okay? The cloud, how it will become, for the cloud, there is no cable record from gateway to the server, okay? So what will happen, the gateway, we have to be provide the internet connection. Either is a Wi-Fi connection, or either should be the cellular connection or the 4G or whatever. When the gateway get the internet connection, the gateway can directly communicate to the cloud server, which is located in somewhere in out of the country, maybe it's in US or in UK or the Philippines or wherever. There is a lot of the outsourcing people is available. They can be provide the service for you, okay? And then they are having the cloud server, and only thing you have to be install the application, web-based application, your mobile phone or your PC, and you have to be provide the internet connection for the mobile phone or the PC. Then the cloud-based server, it will be hosting all the data to you. So there's a two things, the web-based cloud can host as well as it can be store all the data. For example, if you want to be 1 month data or 1 year data or 2 year data, it can be stored and it can be provided to you, okay? There is a problem, the maybe security. Maybe if we not a trusted people, the data is very confidential, maybe they can be misuse the data. So now why the people go for the cloud, the reason is a data center. I don't know how many people are aware about the data center. If you go the Wipro, Infosys, or wherever, they might have the very big data center, the huge data center inside the facility, where they will be stored all the data. They will keep the server and okay. So 10 to 100 meters they have been put the Zigbee frequency range. If you go more than 100 meter, you cannot be connect your the end devices with your gateway or your collector or your receiver. So you need to be go with a multiple number of gateway and collector and receiver. Then you will be face a problem for the Zigbee. But you go the LoRa WAN, here they put the 10 kilometers, but the range it will go up to 15 to 20 kilometers, which we have been tested at the site. Okay, and 868 megahertz, the frequency is very less, is not reached 1 gigahertz. It's very less, is 868 megahertz. So it is very good for using. And the power again is the low power. Okay, and these are some comparison we have made with the Zigbee and LoRa. Okay. Now the application, now the main crucial part, okay, the application. Just to go through the screen very properly, okay, don't miss it out, the screen. So I can say you, if you use LoRa, you can save your life. Do you agree or not? Okay, so just go through the screen. The statement from one of the famous cancer hospital in Chennai. Okay, I think you might have the people, a lot of the people, you might see in some videos posted by one of the good speaker, the same statement. See, this is the only unfortunate generation, those who are seeing their own children death within their lifetime. Okay, so we are the only generations. We are the only generation. It's like this called as unfortunate generations. So we are going to be seeing that the old children, that means that the people are seeing their own children death within their lifetime. Okay, the father is 40, 50, and the children they may 25, 30, and they will lose their life because of some the health diseases. Okay, and previously it was not like that. Okay, the people used to live their life as 80 years or 70 years or 60 years or whatever. But nowadays, very earlier they're getting the disease. Okay. Especially the cancer. When you go to the cancer institute, the small children is getting the cancer. Even some 3 months, 6 months, and 10-month children is having the cancer, and they're getting the chemotherapy, and this radiation is very horrible situations in the hospital. Okay, so here I'm saying if you are the communication, you are the right communication engineer, you can be controlled, you can be stop this kind of the horrible situations in the world. So please don't think that I am in the electronic and communication engineer, and what I can do with this. But without communication, the world is nothing now. Okay. So please utilize your knowledge properly, and you can be stop the horrible things. Okay. So I will explain you how it is. Okay. So normal the cancer, the tumor, how it is affecting is not only cancer, even the COVID also. I will be explaining to you the COVID also how you can be control it. How the cancer is happening to the human. Okay, each and every human, every people, you might have the cancer cell. Okay, the cancer cell is nothing. It's like the damaged cell. When you get the wound, when the cells get damaged. That is called as a cancer cells, kind of the cancer cells. Okay, so what will happen? Our body is a good doctor. Whenever our the tissues or the cells get damaged, this damage will happen when we'll get the depression, or when we'll get more angry, or more tension. These all things nowadays we cannot be avoid it. It will be come along with us wherever we go. These all things will come to us, and it will be spoil our health. Okay, so the cells, it will be start to get damaged. Then this damaged cells automatically can be repaired by our body if the body gets proper oxygen level, if get the proper water and proper food, as well as the proper sleep at the night. Okay, these all happen when during the night time only. If you have the proper sleep at the night, it will be happen, and you need the proper the oxygen level. Okay, then it will be happen, and it will be repaired. Then you will be in the healthy. It's like I call it like a immunity system. It will be do it. Okay, nothing to worry, and no need to go to the doctor. But nowadays, see the problem. Are you getting the proper oxygen, the good oxygen level in the atmosphere, the environment? The answer is no. It's the pollution. So everywhere the pollution is happen, everywhere. So we are polluting the world as a people, so the consumers. We are making a lot of the pollution. We are making the containment, where the air contaminations. We are making it, and automatically the oxygen level goes down, and we are not getting the good oxygen. It is not going to be improve or the immunity system. When the COVID happens, the doctor used to say your oxygen level is going down. We cannot be control the oxygen level. Okay, in the brain side or whatever, wherever. Okay. So the things how we can be improve, how we can be save the environment, and how we can be avoid this kind of the pollution and all is with the support of the communications. Okay, that is called like the energy savings. So that is one of the main crucial things, how we are saving the energy with the support of the communication. Not only LoRa, there is a lot of communication, Zigbee, Sigfox, and Bluetooth, and 4G, whatever. So a lot of the things. So how we are going to be save the energy saving and environmental saving, and how we can be make the people as a sophisticated life, like a luxury life in the smart cities. And how this kind of the communication using the industrial application, not only industrial as well as the residential applications and all. It is very, very depth discussion is going to be happen. Not now, it should be tomorrow. Okay, it will be continuing the second day, as we have this very limited time period now. So please don't miss it. And tomorrow, so if you want to know how we can be save your life, and how we can be avoid the COVID, and how we can be save the energy and save the environment, as well as save in this world, and how we can be become the master in smart cities and the residential and industrial area, how we can use the communication softwares. You can be attend on tomorrow, and we will be continuing the discussion on tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your patience, and we will see you on tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful and informative session. Now let's move on to the question answer session. So the first question is communication engineering hard compared to other branches? Sir?
Sorry. Can you, I didn't listen.
That's okay, sir. is communication engineering hard compared to other branches?
Okay, so you are asking about the college side or the industrial side? Which one I want to be explained? Whether the college or
The college side, sir.
Okay, fine. See, if you ask me the industrial side, I'm very clear. As I have clearly explained to you, without communication engineering, nothing is going to move in the future. Okay, so everything is coming under the communication. Is the communication engineering is like an umbrella. Under the umbrella, it will become the electrical, mechanical, and civil, and whatever things it will comes under the communication engineering. So communication is very must to each and everyone. Okay. So then we go for the question what you asked for the college side. Okay. When I was studying in the college, most of the people, especially the boys, don't want to go and join the communication engineering. Okay. Because the boys would like to go with the electrical and the mechanical. Okay. And electrical and the mechanical, because the thinking is like this is like a hardware sections. Okay, so electrical means I want to be talk with the machines. We didn't study the medical. If I study the medical, I supposed to be talk with supposed to be deal with the patients, means the human. Okay, human, and I can repair the human problem. Repair means I can cure the human problems and do it. But if you go the electrical or the mechanical, at least I can get an opportunity to talk with these the machines, and I can be repair the problem of this machine, means the cure the problem of the machines. That kind of the thinking was in the mind. But that time I didn't expect, if I want to talk with my machine, my electrical machine, where I need the communications, whether it's a wired communication or the wireless communication, I don't have any idea during the college. Might be most of the peoples, those are in the communication engineer or other department, they might not think about the communication engineering is going to be supportive in the future. Now, not only me, even Dr. Abdul Kalam, who was in the missile engineer or the aeronautical engineer studying, so he might use a lot of the communication things to communicate with the satellite things. It's like a microwave communication, what I told you. So you might a lot of the communication. So please don't put you down. Who are students studying in communication engineering, don't put yourself as a down. So you are the super duper hero in the future, and your support is, lot of support is required for this as a world. So be brave and do it as a good job. Okay. So I believe I answered your question. Anything?
Yes, sir. So the second question is, what are the companies that use LoRa WAN?
Okay, the LoRa WAN, normally LoRa WAN initially it was invented by the company is called the Semtech. Okay, the Semtech is a company is called invented this area. After that, some 50-40 companies, they have been jointly worked together, and what they made it, the LoRa WAN is just like the communication skills. Okay, like a communications protocols. But the hardware should be something different. Okay. For example, how I can explain to you? You are buying one motor vehicle, or you are buying one car for you. Okay. The car brand supposed to be something is a different name. For example, is like a Toyota, or it might be like the Tata or whatever. Okay. That's a brand name. It's like a hardware. Okay. So this hardware has to be collaborate with the communication system. That is a LoRa. Okay. It was invented by Semtech. So the hardware supposed to be input with the LoRa communication. There is something like some IC, some chips, some electronics component we need to be put it there. Then only the hardware it will be become as a LoRa. So there is some 40-50 companies right now. They have collaborated together and they are manufacturing the hardwares with the inbuilt LoRa connections. Okay, so there we can be communicate it. In case if you want to be use the existing system, for example, you are using the conventional type of the ACs or conventional type of the fan or conventional type of the light or whatever. If you want to be convert as a smart type, which means you want to be provide the wireless communication, LoRa communication, there is a retrofit option is there. There is some small transmitters is there, and you have to be do some modification in the particular component. Then automatically it will convert the LoRa product, and you can be use the LoRa applications. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to go with the inbuilt, you have to deal with some 50, 60 companies. Those are available in the market, so they can supply these inbuilt products with the LoRa communication.
Okay,
It's same like our.
So you can continue, sir.
No. It's finished. It's same like our mobile phone, also like a Nokia and a Samsung or whatever there, and the Omantel is you are adding it through the SIM card, no? Same like you can imagine it. So, okay, LoRa is like kind of the SIM card, is a communications, but the product is something different. But nowadays, the people, they are making the agreement. Whenever they're making the mobile phone, it will communicate with this. I'm just giving the example for the mobile phone, okay? So, like the product, the hardware they are making, they will inbuilt with the LoRa.
Okay, so the third question is, how far LoRa WAN can transmit?
Okay, the answer, if you the signal, like if you are using like an open place, okay, in between there is any disturbance, any distraction is there, like any mountain, there is something, some blockage, nothing is there. So it can be maximum, it can communicate up to 15 to 20 kilometers distance. But in between there is a mountains or something is some distraction is there, then the communication, you have to go with the one more gateway. That means the collector or receiver. Gateway normally is called as a receiver or collector or the base station.
Okay, sir. So the fourth question is, how LoRa WAN differs from other wireless sensor networks?
Okay, so good question, very good question. Okay, the main thing is health side. Okay, as I told, the wireless communication, we have to be split as a three main criteria. One is the low frequency, another one is a short frequency, and another one is a high frequency. Okay, that is the frequency based. And there is another one is the range of the communication. That is the low range, short range, medium range, and short range, medium range, and high range. Okay, it's a three side, the frequency as well as range side. So here, if you see the LoRa, the frequency is very less. It's 868 megahertz. The frequency is very less compared with other communication like a radio frequency or something like a Zigbee or whatever. The frequencies are not Zigbee. Some Bluetooth technology or this Wi-Fi technology, the frequency is very less, 868 megahertz. And the range of the communications, if you go with this LoRa, the maximum range we can be used with the gateway. If the range is less, then again we can use one more gateway and we can be continue our communication. So that is the difference between the LoRa and the other communications. And if I have more time, I can explain more about the other communication technology, but I don't have much time. That's why I stopped it with the LoRa.
So next question is, what are the job opportunities available for an IoT engineer?
Okay. Yeah. So most of the students are here. It is the right platform to convey the message. What are the job opportunity that they can get for the communication engineering? Okay. The first one is the India itself. Don't think about this outside. So India itself now it's most of the things is converting as a digital. Okay, the digitalization. As well as most of the area is converted as a smart city, So smart city we are going to be discussed on tomorrow. So smart city is nothing. It's like nowadays most of the area. If you go to Chennai, Bangalore, or wherever you go, there is the big apartments are there. Okay, so this big apartment, the people nowadays they don't want to be do much hard work at the ground level. Everything they want to be do it as a very luxurious. Okay. Even if they are in the office, they want to be switch off the ACs from the office to here. So when they reach the home, there is a communication system. It's called like the web-based communication. Okay, so the HVAC system, it will be track your GPS. So where my house owner it is. If my house owner reach around 1 kilometer near to my house, the AC will be go on and it will make the room as a cooling and it will make everything is the most comfortable. So that kind of the technology it is available. Okay, so GPS and this the system it will be communicate each other and it will make the more comfortable. As well as there is a lot of the things like the door access system and the CCTV camera. CCTV camera very well. So you can be monitor from wherever in the world. You can be monitor the CCTV in your home. So for example, you are in Chennai, based in Chennai, and you are working in US, and you can monitor everything from US to here. So that's kind of the smart technology you can be used in the future, not future. The nowadays itself you can use it, but most of the big cities, the more opportunities are there. But small villages, some students, as a good student, they are coming from the small village. They can think about, so these all items, if I want to do it, I have to migrate to the cities like Chennai, Bangalore, or Hyderabad. What I can do it in my village, okay? They might think about it. But for those students, I would like to say, there is a lot of good opportunity to use this kind of communication technology in your village itself. And you can be a good role model and good supporter to the farmers and agriculture who are doing the agriculture. Because there is a sensor, okay? Nowadays, what we are doing here is there is some kind of the sensor. It will be sensed the moisture level of the soil, okay? And it will be sensed the moisture level of the soil. And based upon the moisture level, whether there is really required the water for my plants, I want to make it the more production, and it will be control the irrigation system. There is a irrigation systems, okay? So whenever the moisture level is go down, it will be control the irrigation system, and irrigation system that provide the water to the plants or the agriculture or whatever. Okay, then they can be make it the good productions. So there they can be, don't worry about there is no water available for a few months, and don't worry about they have to go to the agriculture field and they have to be physically do this activity. So nothing. So they have to simply sit their home and they can be do this the agriculture things in their home. Okay, so like this kind of the things, lot of the things they can be inventive in their hometown, means home village, and they can be make it as the good the quality agriculture business in the village area.
So the next question is, being an EC graduate, what can I do to improve my skills to get a job in IoT?
Being an
EC graduate, what can I do to improve my skills to get a job in IoT?
Okay. So first of all, you have to be the things the people. So those are studying in the students. They are in the like in the narrow area. We are not be open our eyes widely, and we not see the entire world, what the world is doing right now. So that is one of the drawbacks we are facing. The students is facing. Not now, is when I was studying in my college also. There is the same problem. Okay, I know what my college and what my college is doing and what my friends are doing in the friend circle are doing. That's all. Apart from, I didn't think about what right now US is doing. So I'm eating my food here, but US people, how they will be eat the food. So I'm cycling. I'm going by bike, but what US people, how they will do it, and how Euro people they will do it. So that kind of the thinking we have to be doing, and we have to be update our knowledge. Okay, not only in the college level, you have to be going in the outside of the college, outside of the world, and you have to be check the latest technology. So based on the latest technology, you have to be think about how we can implement. Okay, so the same thing you should not be implement. Same thing, the applications. Whether if you what kind of the application I can tell you is this application which is suitable for you, or your college, or your people, or the country, whichever it is helpful to them. That kind of the opportunity you can be implement it, and you can be make proud of your college as well as your country, whatever.
Okay, so thank you, sir. So the next question is LoRa a gateway?
Gateway,
Sir, yes, sir. Is LoRa a gateway?
Yeah, you want to be explained about the LoRa gateway?
No, so the question is just, is LoRa a gateway?
Question is LoRa gateway.
Is LoRa a gateway?
Oh, okay. Is LoRa is a gateway or not? That's the question,
yeah.
Right? Okay. See, good, very good. I think someone is concentrating about this seminar, what I explained to them. Okay, fine, good. See, I would like to be explain the very brief about all the communication system along with the gateway and the base station and the collector and the receiver and many things. But unfortunately, I don't have to get the time to go for the complete depth. Okay, the things LoRa is a communication protocol. Okay, it is a communication protocol which will be transfer the signal from one end to another end. That is a communication protocol. So kind of the communication, same like Wi-Fi or the Zigbee or the Bluetooth. Same like your mobile phone, you are using Bluetooth and NFC, near field connectivity. Am I right? So NFC or the Bluetooth is like not like a gateway. It is like some kind of the protocol. Through the protocol, it can be go from one end to another end. Okay, but the gateway normally the name used to call us is like a collector or receiver. Okay, so one end, if you're having your sensor, one end, like for example, I said is the farmers, they can be used for the moisture sensor. They can be sense the moisture level of the soil. So there is sensor, it will be sensed and it will be transferred the signal from one end to another end. If it is want to be transfer the signal, the sensor should be LoRa sensor. Okay, the LoRa sensor. So one is a transfer the signal from one end to another end. Maybe I will be sitting in Chennai or I will be sitting some in a Bangalore somewhere. So there I will kept my gateway there. Gateway means it's like a receiver or it will be collector. Okay, so it will be receive the signal from the transmitter to receiver end, and that receiver it is called like a gateway. Okay, so the gateway normally lot of the gateways there. We can be called as like a Zigbee gateway, Zigbee signal. There is separate gateway is there. If you go to something like a SIGBOS, there's a base station is there. There's something. But the gateway is normally the name is called like the receiver. But this receiver should be a LoRa receiver. Okay, there is something module, something will be inside. They will fix it inside the gateway. Then only it will become a LoRa gateway. Then it will be communicate with each other. LoRa transmitter and LoRa receiver. Okay, so that kind of communication will become. So gateway is normally is called as a name, is like a collector or receiver. But once you put the LoRa module inside the gateway, it will become the LoRa gateway. For our application, LoRa application, we need a LoRa receiver, so transmitter and LoRa receiver, which means LoRa gateway.
So the final question, sir. Maximum, how many sensors can be connected to LoRa?
Okay, good question. Okay. So the sensors maximum we can go up to the 1,000 numbers. We can connect with the one gateway. If it's go more than 1,000, then we need to go with another gateway. It's called a sensor or the end devices.
Okay, so that's it for the question answer session, sir. Thank you for answering the question, sir.
Thank you. I hope I give my best to give the answer. If any mistake, please forget it, ignore it.
I kindly request all the participants to fill the attendance link posted in the chat box. Participants, the second session for this webinar will be continued tomorrow. You can join using the same Gmeet link. And for the participants in YouTube, the link for the session will be intimated. Hope to see you all there. Until, have a great evening.